The other thing I noticed in Scripture this week was almost all the churches in the Bible drift and get screwed up. They just all do. Paul tells the Galatians, he goes, who bewitched you? What happened to you guys? He goes, I feel like I wasted all that time with you. Then you read the book of 1 Corinthians, and he's like telling the Corinthians, what is wrong with you guys? I heard there's divisions among you. He goes, like some are saying, I follow this guy and this guy, this guy. He goes, was I crucified for you? Why are you following me? Didn't I tell you it was about Jesus? He goes, I hear that you guys sue each other seriously. I hear that there's immorality in the church and you're proud of it. I hear that people are getting drunk during communion. Drunk, communion, really? I hear that some of you don't even believe in the resurrection anymore. What in the world? Are you kidding me right now? And so I'm reading about all these churches that drift, and we can look and go, yeah, the church in Ephesus, yeah, the church in Laodicea, yeah, the church in Galatia, yeah, the church in Corinth. Hey, what about us? What about the church in America? Do we really think we're one of the good ones? See, I was thinking, God, do any of these people see that they became weird? Like, do we see it in ourselves? Man, when I went to China like 7, 8 years ago, I was in the underground church, and they're telling me all these stories of the persecution, these young, all like college age people, so fired up, telling me stories of persecution, and I'm just like on the edge of my seat going, you gotta be kidding me. And they're like, why? I go, because that's not the way it is in America. And I start telling them what it's like in America. I go, in America, we have buildings that we call churches, and you go to them. And you sit for an hour, hour and a half, and someone teaches you a message. And then if you don't like it, you can go to the church down the street. And if you get in a fight with someone, then you go to another church. If you want a divorce and they're against divorce, then you go to this one. If their music better, if their children, they're better. I go, that's what we call church. And they start laughing, like hysterically. They go, shut up. Shut up. My daughter and I, we left. She was like, Dad, did you see that? Did you see the way they were laughing? And I go, I know. Because they're looking at the Bible and go, how did you guys get there? How did you become that? When you guys go to church and go, I didn't really like it. How do you get that? I remember when I was speaking at an event in Dallas, and this pastor from India took me there. And there's lights, there's they had live animals, everything else at this event, the band, everything. And he just looks at me and he goes, you Americans are funny. He goes, no one would show up unless there's a great speaker or band, huh? He goes, in India, when they hear that we're gonna pray, people flood there. People come for communion. But you guys, if it was just a prayer night at this church, how many people would show up? Maybe 20? Go, yeah. And I just remember leaving thinking, wait, how does God view that? When he looks at America and he goes, wow, everyone's gonna go there because Hillsong's gonna be there, Tim Keller's gonna be there. And then he looks at the other side of the world and he goes, oh, we're going to actually come into the presence of God and just pray or just take communion. Everyone, like, you're looking at that. What honors you? Who's become weird? Man, do we not see it?